On our technology feature this morning, we focus on the recent spike in online property auctions in South Africa. Whether it's a commercial property or a home in a sought-after suburb, online auctions continue to gain traction as one of the rising trends in the property sector. Wesley Cowan is the Associate Director of Galetti Corporate Real Estate, and he joins us on Zoom to tell us more about this. Sir, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live. Speak to us more about the different types of property auctions and how they work.
Yeah, good morning, Lebo. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I think we've seen a spike in online property auctions as technology and property seem to, kind of join each other in the field, and just gives a bigger access to more buyers in the space, which is obviously preferable for a seller of a property.
Mm-hmm. What is the driving spike? What is driving this spike in the online auctions in the country?
I think it's just it's access to more buyers. So having people in a traditional auction where it's a live auction with people having to be in a room versus access where you can access an online auction anywhere in the world, which obviously encourages the sellers of property to bring their property to auction in an online platform. Yeah.
I mean, talk to us about what are some of the things that potential buyers and sellers need to know about this method of property auctions.
I think with everything, it's about the partnership. The process of selling your property on auction is, you're doing it with a broker and with a company that needs to have the expertise. And so doing your research into who that company is and who that broker is, and hoping that they've got a knowledge of the market that you're selling your property in is always important. And yeah, from a buyer's point of view, being able to access a property online, you can do your research and have access to what the property is and the details around the property from as I said, from anywhere in the world, which is obviously preferable.
Mm-hmm. And for somebody who's never even sold their property, to an online auction, it's your first-time seller, what do you look out for? Yes, I need to do my research into the broker and those kind of things, but what else do you look out for? What advice do you have for those people? Important to know that the person you're working with has got access to a database of sellers in the market that you're selling your property in. There's obviously very unique and specific market conditions that surround office, agricultural, industrial properties, and they're different experts in those different areas. So yeah, just making sure that you're working with the right person. Mm-hmm. Take us through how one can also prepare a property for an online auction.
Just making sure your property's photographed correctly and it looks good. I mean, it's just like a viewing of a home, on a Sunday afternoon that you would potentially buy. At the same time, as a potential buyer wants to be able to look at the property and see it in good condition. If the property looks good online, it's got a higher chance of selling. So making sure you're prepared for that.
And as somebody who's been in the property industry for as long as you have, what are some of the common mistakes that you're seeing from both sides, from sellers and buyers?
I think the market is actually quite educated, and I don't once someone brings their property to auction, trying to do it on their own can be the biggest mistake. Or trying to sell your property on your own or buy your property on your own, that can be where you trip up. Using the expertise of someone who's in the market and knows what they're doing and understands the trials around it. That's definitely probably the biggest mistake that one could make. Yeah.
And I remember, I think it was just before lockdown or during lockdown that at that time the property market was booming at that time, or it was just before or after. What does the property market look like at the moment? How is it doing in general?
I think overall it's on the way back up. Offices, there's still a big question around office space and the utilization of it. The argument of work from home or work from office and companies looking at those different types of setups. We foresee that office will be just utilized differently. That's the way we think at Galetti things are going to change. And that companies will come back to office in some way, shape or form. The industrial sector and warehousing sector is doing extremely well with a very low vacancy. I think the rise of e-commerce after lockdown has been the cause of that. And you know, the retail side of things, people still enjoy going to shopping centres in this country. So there's you know there's still activity there, and there's still foot traffic. And then with the lowering of interest rates, you know, towards the beginning of lockdown in 2020, it saw a big spike in residential property, and that sector still continues to enjoy that spike. So yeah, and overall, I think property's doing well and is on the way back. Yeah.
And currently, what are the current trends at the moment?
I think the hybrid working model of office is definitely the topic the topic of discussion at the moment, and how companies best utilize and best accommodate their employees and allowing them to work from home and work from office and have that collaborative environment. And yeah, so that's definitely on the rise, and and then just warehousing space being very popular and a very low vacancy in the market at the moment.
All right. Sir, thank you so much for talking to us. Mr. Wesley Cowan, thank you so much for talking to us. Galetti Corporate Real Estate's Associate Director. We've been speaking about the spike in online auctions. Wesley, thank you so much for talking to us.